Using synthetic division, select the quotient and remainder for this polynomial division. We've got 2x cubed minus x squared minus 10x plus 8 divided by x minus 2. Now, if we were going to set this up and do old-fashioned polynomial division, here's what the problem would look like. See, we just put the dividend inside the division box, and then I changed the subtractions to additions of the opposite, and then x minus 2 goes out here, and you write it as x plus negative 2, and then you know how to go through this process, and it's pretty time-consuming. Well, synthetic division is a shortcut for polynomial division, and basically the way it works is we take out all of the non-essential information. In this process, for instance, the x's, as it turns out, are not, that's not essential. The x's aren't essential information, and then we also shorten the process itself. It involves fewer steps, and it's just a lot more efficient to use synthetic division. You can't use synthetic division unless the coefficient of this x right here is equal to 1. If this had been 3x minus 2 or something like that, then we wouldn't have been able to use it. Here's what the problem looks like set up for synthetic division. The first thing that you do is you take the number here that's added to x in the divisor, you change its sign, and then you put it right here to the left of a little backwards L. See, we don't have a division box. We don't have that, but we have this little thing here. And then this number, the opposite of it, goes right here. And then you take the coefficients of the dividend of the polynomial that you're dividing. And it's extremely important that these be in the right order. They need to be in descending order according to degree. See, this is the coefficient for the cubed term, the x cubed term. And then the coefficient of the squared term, negative 1, is here. The coefficient of the x term, negative 10, is here. And then the constant is right here. If this had skipped a power, if it had skipped a degree, what if the dividend had been 2x cubed minus 10x plus 8? Well, then we would have definitely needed to have a 0 right here. You have to have these in the proper order, and then you can't have any gaps. If there are any, then you need to put a coefficient of 0. That's very, very important because we've taken out all of the x's, and so we don't have any way of knowing what powers these coefficients go with unless everything's in its proper place. And then notice I've drawn a line below, and then here's how the process works. It's a lot easier and a lot faster than polynomial division. Step 1 is we take this coefficient of the first term, and we don't move it, we copy it directly underneath the line right here. Underneath the 2, we just put another 2 here. And then now we take this 2, multiply it by the 2 on the left side of the backwards L. 2 times 2 is 4, and the 4 goes here. Next step is we add negative 1 plus 4, which equals positive 3, and that goes below. And now we do the process all over again. 3 times 2 is 6, which goes here. And then negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4, and that goes below. Next, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, which goes right here. And then adding 8 plus negative 8 is 0, and that goes here. And these numbers below are our answer. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, what kind of answer is that? What about the x's? There is one last step. We need to translate this back into polynomial form. And then here's why it was so important to have everything in order. These are in order, highest power to lowest power, and then you need to know a little bit about the way polynomial division works. When we have a cubic polynomial, third degree polynomial, divided by a linear polynomial, x minus 2 is linear because x is just raised to the first power, the answer always has to be quadratic. It has to be second degree. So you just subtract the degrees. 3 minus 1 is 2, and so your answer is going to be quadratic, second degree. And so the highest power of our answer is going to have to be second degree. That means this coefficient here, the one on the far left, that's the coefficient for the highest power. It has to be 2x squared. And this is plus 3x. See, the next one over is just the first degree. And then this is the constant. So this is 2x squared plus 3x plus negative 4 or minus 4. And then what's the 0? That's the remainder. There actually was no remainder in this problem. It came out even. And so this is our answer. And I just wrote this as minus 4 instead of plus a negative 4. Now let's go back and look at our original choices. Here's what we got right here. And then if you go through these and look carefully, you'll see that the bottom one is the same. And so choice E is the answer to problem 16.